Welcome back to Leon's Homegrown, guys. Today, well, we're going to be planting some carrot seed. So that's what we're going to do today. Now it's going to be a little bit different than what most people do, or might be the same as some people do. But anyway, we're going to plant some of these carrots. Before we do that, we're going to need to prep up a bed. Anyway, I'll turn this camera around and we'll get into it. Okay, so as you've probably seen from some of my other videos, I'm doing a water harvesting system and changing it around a little bit and landscaping it. But I'm not going to wait for this all to be done before planting out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to box up around this area here, pull any weeds that have grown in it out, screw that in, box it up, and I'm going to have a carrot bed around here somewhere. There is going to be an avocado tree. There'll be a different video in the middle of it. And I thought to myself, well, as I'm walking down, turn it around, as I'm walking down this area here, I can have some carrots over here. And my onions, if you haven't seen that video, that's a different video, onions, growing onions, over there, before I enter my food forest. Anyway, let me prep up this bed, and I won't bore you with that too much. Basically going to just add a little bit of amendments to it, not much, and plant these carrots out. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so I've got this bed made up. What I'm going to be doing is just be doing bit by bit as I go around this project, so I can get stuff growing, and it's not all of a miss trying to build it and plant it all at the same time. Anyway, I've got an avocado tree there with some zinnias flowers there underneath it, which is on a different video, planting an avocado tree. But anyway, today it's going to be carrots. So I made this bed up. What I've done with these bits of wood is roughly where I want it to be, and as I said, it's going to be a little bit different. So what I am going to do first is, because this soil come from over there, it's probably good soil, meaning it's never been tilled or anything like that, but I'm just going to add a bit of fertiliser. So I've got a good all-round fertiliser here. I'll show you that probably on another video. I'm just going to throw some of that in the bed. Just a little bit. It's going to be, obviously you can take a little while to grow the carrots, so yeah, so when they get a bit bigger, they'll have some food in there if they need it. All right, well, I'll just dig that in, and then we'll come back and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so it's just lightly hoed in, and basically, as you know, this is all topsoil plus your normal soil underneath it. So mainly that's for the avocado tree, but that's on a different video if you want to learn about why I planted the avocado tree there. But basically the carrots need something loose, so as you can see, I can just put my hand straight in there, give it a bit of a jiggle, and even go further. So that's going to be nice. So this is a little bit different. What I'm going to do is go and get some mulch that's almost compost, and we'll just grab the shovel and the bucket. We don't have to go too far. Just got the mulch pile hanging over there. There's the chickens. This stuff over here would be a bit dry at the front because it's been sitting there for a while. We're going to go in here and we're going to try to grab some of this broken down mulch, which is wet. And as you can see, it's almost compost. Been sitting here for about a year, so almost compost. Anyway, gonna grab some of that wet stuff because I want it wet, and then we'll go back to the bed. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is the moisture. There's still moisture, a fair bit of moisture in this. It's not wet, but there's moisture in it. because we've had a few drizzly days and it's all got a bit of moisture in it. If not, you'd probably want to wet it up at this stage, make it a bit more moist. Obviously you don't want to be playing around with mud, so yeah. Anyway, this is going to be a little bit different. So basically I want some more flowers over there and a walking path actually first, so I can actually landscape that bit. So that's why I've got this marked out. That's where I want the bed. And then over this side, I'm probably going to have a row of flowers as well. So we will start around about there, really about there. I've just made this bed far enough that I can reach to get the carrots. So it's going to be putting a bit of this nice mulch just down the side there. I'm not going to worry about just here yet. I would, but we're trying to do a video, so make it a bit quicker. So I'm just going to be throwing some mulch there. And remember, this is a different way. It's a bit of an experiment. Any big chips, it doesn't matter too much if it's not in a row. So that piece of wood's going to be basically a marker where the carrot's going to be. Obviously the carrots aren't going to come up if they've got to try to put bits of wood or they're too far planted into the ground. I'll give it a bit of a jiggle and lift that out, and then I'm going to end up with that. I'm going to do the same here with another row, and I'll complete that and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've got that all down and tampered down, as you can see there, these rows. It's a little bit of an experiment, but I'm pretty confident it's going to work. So what I have done in between is given it a bit of a tamper down just to try to hold its shape. Remember, these wood chips have been brewing for around about a year. These are all the ones underneath, so it's not broken down completely, but it's definitely not wood chips that will take a bit to hydrate. So idea is to keep the moisture in the ground, and it is an experiment, like I keep saying. So yeah, don't hold me to it if it doesn't work, if you're copying the design, but I'm pretty confident it will. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is, after you've done that, that's where I'm going to use as a walking space, as I said. So just take that out, and all I've been using that is a spacer like that. All right, now I don't want, in case it does rain heavy, I don't want any of them chips to fall on top of the carrot seed, and the carrot seed has a hard time trying to germinate it up over it. So I've got a little bit of mulch left here. I'll just throw down there, and that took probably two of these buckets, 220 litre buckets full to do that, but that was not compressed, obviously. So what I'm going to do is just grab some of this soil here, which is the same stuff I'm using, and try to find my shovel, which I probably left down there. Or just throw it over here and scoop it into it. So a little bit dry on top, and get rid of that dry stuff. Want a bit of moisture in it. I'll just throw that in there. If I had the shovel close by, I'd just grab the shovel and do it like that. Get rid of any of the roots, obviously don't want them in there. I'm going to grab that. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is be grabbing this dirt here, and I'm going to use two hands, so I'm going to switch this off in a sec, but I'm going to be basically putting that inside, in between that, quite loosely. Anyway, let me do that, two hands, and then we'll come back. Okay, so I've filled up in between them wood chips. Some's a bit covered, but that doesn't really matter as long as you know where my row is. And this is a couple of bits I haven't leveled out yet. So basically, just going to go over that. any chunks, big chunks it's going to get rid of. Do the same over here. And the last one, just push the wood chips out of the way. Okay, so that's the rows done. So again, a little bit differently, but some people might do the same. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab the end of my hoe, which is a bit buckled, but it's been a good hoe, and I'm going to basically put some, I'll start from here, basically going to put some little grooves in there, not very deep, just a little bit. I'm going to go around about the, probably around about the 1 inch apart roughly, maybe a little bit more by the time we go from centre to centre. And I'm going to be doing that with it, and it'll be quicker and easier with 2 hands, so that's going to compress it a little bit. And I'm going to stop there and do it with 2 hands. So basically, as you can see, just putting a little indent in there. Okay, well I'll finish doing that and we'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to get these seeds here. I'm going to put them in this little container, which is like a seed spreader. It's got different holes, settings in it. At 0 at the moment, so there's no holes. Try and do it one-handed, so it might be a bit hard. Yeah. Just go to 5 so you can see how big the 5 is. Anyway, we're not going to definitely use 5 because they're only tiny seeds. I'm going to fill that up, and then I'm going to plant them in these holes. So it is starting to get a bit dark. So there's all the little dents I've done. And what I'm going to be doing is putting 3 seeds per hole. Okay, well I'll put them in a container and see if we've got enough light to put them in. Okay, so I don't know how I turn the light on there, but that's a pretty handy trick. Alright, so basically I've got the seeds in there, and as you sort of tap it in, it goes like that. Well, you've got 2 hands, and then you can just, it's got little grooves in there. It kind of stops the seeds a little bit, so you can just lightly tap it in. I use them for seeding plants. So basically, what I'm going to be doing is a bit hard, one-handed, should I say. So I'm just going to go 1, oh, comes out, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, 5, doesn't matter. We'll thin them out. 3, about 3. Anyway, I'll finish seeding them and then we'll show you what's going on. Okay, so just in case that light bit didn't work, we're basically putting about 3 seeds per hole. Anyway, I'm going to finish seeding that and we'll come back. Alright, so she's getting dark, so I've seeded up to about here. Not sure roughly, they're not all lined up 100%. You can do that if you want to, but we'll just quickly count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12 per row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows. So 12 by 12. Anyway, I'll work it out later. So basically, before it gets dark, I want to show you what I'm going to do next. So what I'm going to do next is get some vermiculite. And I'm going to just cut. Okay, so I'm having a few technical issues with storage on my phone. So basically I've covered with the vermiculite, and then I'm just going to be patting them down a little bit, maybe even moving a little bit of that dirt, but mainly just patting it down a little bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to give it a good water in. And I'll be watering this every day. Anyway, it's getting dark. Looking down there, so I'll call it a video here, and thanks for watching, guys, and I appreciate all your support, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Okay, so sorry about that end of that video. I had a few technical issues. Apparently I ran out of storage on my phone, so I've got to try to sort that one out. But basically what I'm trying to do there is I'm actually using them almost composted wood chips to hold the moisture in the ground for the carrots. And also my theory behind it is that I want to improve that bed. I don't want to weed, so they're going to keep breaking down and adding organic matter to the beds for future plantings and harvesting from that bed. So it may work, it may not work. I'm pretty confident it will, but basically that's why I'm doing it like that. I don't want to weed. I want to add organic matter to the bed for future harvests, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So don't forget to watch some of the other videos, and I'll probably do some updates on some of the other stuff I've been planning once I get this phone storage sorted out.